Welcome to Capital City Paranormal-ish, where we delve into the exploration of creepy, strange, paranormal, and unexplainable TikToks that we all love to watch. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and strap in, and get ready to have your entire reality questioned. Hey, what's up, my freaky fam? Welcome back to another edition of Capital City Paranormal-ish, where we delve into the exploration of creepy, freaky, paranormal, unexplainable, all those TikToks that we all love to watch. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there. I don't know where it is, it's somewhere down there. And show the family the love and become part of the freaky family, because we all know you want to be part of the freaky family. But anyways, with all that being said, let's get on to today's videos, fam.
Hello. After hearing my story today, you may think I'm crazy, but everything I say is true. My name is Carlos. I was born and raised in Alicante, Spain, and I spent my childhood on the beach fishing with my family. Before getting into the story, let me first say that the world will change drastically very soon. Very soon. Sooner than you think. In 2028, the world you know will disappear. You might ask me how I know that and how I can speak so confidently. I will tell you the secret. I was born in 2012. You may think I'm joking. It's 2022 now, and I'm obviously not 10 years old. I will now reveal my main secret. I'm not from current times. I am from the year 2040. I know it sounds like some sort of science fiction story, but it's absolutely true. A few centuries ago, a submarine or an airplane was just as fantastic. Would anyone believe that there could be an electric clock that could contain both a telephone and a player and a health tracker back in the 2000s? But only a few years later, it is just a simple smartwatch produced by almost all brands. What I am saying is that the world can change drastically in just one day, simply because of a new invention, such as the telephone, electricity, uranium usage, and so on. Let me get back to the story. I lived in Spain all my life. As I said, I was fishing. And later we had a small family factory in Valencia. I'm saying all this so that we understand that I'm an ordinary person like you, from a simple family. As I was saying, the world will soon change drastically, and it will start in 2028, when the cryptocurrency immediately became dominant over the dollar and the rest of the currencies we all know. But do not rush to invest all your money into cryptocurrency, because the future crypto is not yet available on any online platform. Everything is more complicated than you think. In 2026, the United States will introduce a new payment system called coin salary. What is this coin salary? Let me explain in a few words. Imagine for a second, you are a salesperson working in a shop and your monthly salary is $6,000. Instead, you will receive crypto coins, but not X quantity crypto coins, which you can spend on whatever you want. You receive a specific amount of crypto coins for specific purposes. For example, you will get EAT coin to buy food, car coin to buy a car, travel coin to travel, etc. What is the point of that? Let me explain. If you are a salesperson, for example, you can never buy an expensive sports car or spend your entire yearly income in Monaco's casinos. You have a certain amount of crypto coins for specific things. You can't buy clothes with EAT coin. You need cloth coin to buy clothes, techno coin to buy a laptop or a smartphone, etc. You may think it is a new way of control and everything is very bad and apocalyptic, but in reality, you will be very well paid for the work you do, and it would be impossible not to lead a normal life with the crypto coins you receive. You can just say that the government organizes your budget for you so that a person with a small salary doesn't spend all the money on an expensive car and not be able to pay the rent later. That is, the kind of car you drive depends on the job you have. I hope you get my point. In 2027, Coin Salary was a new demo pilot program, but it completely took over all the currencies we know in just 1 year. And in 2028, it changed the world. We can say that the wallet sellers suffered the most because the demand for wallets completely disappeared. At the end of 2028, the concept of cash was forgotten. So were bank cards and IDs. In 2029, a new system was introduced called MeQR. What is MeQR? Everyone has a QR code on their hands, which contains all the information about that person, passport data, illnesses, any criminal history, family status, vaccinations, and crypto coins. Of course, whether to have a QR code or not is your decision. No one is forcing you to do it. But imagine not needing to carry any documents with you. For example, when you go on a vacation. In my case, it was a huge relief because I used to always forget documents. Imagine for a second a very common thing. You buy cinema tickets online and they instantly appeared in your QR code. Are you wondering if I have a QR or not? Yes, I have. And now I will show you something interesting. You see, the simple smartphone you use in 2022 scans the QR code on hand, which proves that right now they are secretly developing the MeQR program. Ah, yes. You may be thinking why I'm here is if everything was so good there. The answer is very simple. Our family lived very modestly and I had no future there. The maximum I could have was a small apartment in a bad neighborhood and a weird Japanese car. but I wanted a better life for myself, and soon a very good idea dawned on me. There were cash dollars left in every house, in the pockets of an old jacket or a wallet thrown somewhere in the house. I decided to sell everything I had, the apartment, my small family business, my car, even my computer, and I bought the seemingly useless old $100 bills from people with my crypto coins. People sold thousands of dollar bills for only 10 or 20 coins or car coins. Now I'm going to say something that will seem funny, but I bought about $5 million with my crypto coins, and I gave the rest of the crypto coins to a Time Machine Lab employee who secretly sent me back to 2016. I've been here for 6 years, and I'm enjoying the $5 million I brought from my future. I hope my story was interesting. Thank you for your attention.
Well, yeah, it was. It was an interesting story, but was it true or not? That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. What do you guys think? True or fake? Let me know down in the comments. Here's the next one, fam. I don't know, fam. What do you think? That's supposed to be a live NASA feed. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to believe anything coming from NASA at this point, to be honest. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, fam. I don't know what else to say. Here's the next one.
In a stunning twist of fate, an unprecedented shockwave rocked the courtroom of the California Superior Court as Judge Harrison Trent, his face set like stone, signed a federal arrest warrant for television icon Ellen DeGeneres. The stunning decision came in the wake of a secret audio recording captured by the late dancer Stephen Twitch Boss, being played for the first time during the ongoing trial of entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The recording, recently uncovered and encrypted until now, contains Twitch's final words, recorded just weeks before his death in December 2022. A death long believed to be a suicide, but now revealed to contain chilling implications of a far darker and more complex conspiracy. The courtroom descended into chaos the moment the recording played. Lawyers whispered frantically, panic spread through the gallery, and reporters were briefly escorted out, only to be brought back moments later, as Judge Trent, without hesitation, approved a federal warrant against Ellen, one of the most powerful figures in television. The world held its breath, waiting for answers. What exactly was in the recording that could bring down a cultural icon like Ellen DeGeneres? And how could the voice of Twitch, a man who once brought joy to millions, now serve as the key to unlocking Hollywood's most terrifying secret? To uncover the truth behind Twitch's final words, the words that shattered the glittering illusion of the entertainment industry, we must go back. Inside the stifling chamber of the California Superior Court, the air turned to ice the moment Stephen Twitch Boss's voice began to play. Calm yet heavy with despair, his words echoed through the speakers. like a sharpened blade slicing through the silence that had long protected the industry. "This isn't an accident," Twitch began, his voice trembling slightly, as if aware that these were to be his last words to the world. "If they say I took my own life, don't believe it. This is not an accident." The room went deathly silent. Everyone from jurors to attorneys felt a chill crawl down their spine. These weren't just words of denial. They were an accusation, a cry for help from beyond the grave. He continued, his voice slow but razor-sharp, painting a horrifying picture of what he had witnessed. He spoke of secret parties held in lavish penthouses masked by the names of ghost companies, places where dim lighting and probing stares made him feel like prey. "I went with Ellen," he said.
If you are at a point where you fucking hate being around people, and the thought of being in the company of human beings makes you sick and want to throw up, that is your body and soul's way of telling you it is time to detox yourself from energy-draining motherfuckers. Sometimes being alone and fasting from people is the answer to your mental health problems. So tell everybody to fuck off and take some time for yourself. That is all.
I had to throw that one in there. I had to throw that one in there at the end because there's no room for energy draining motherfuckers in my life anytime. And I knew Ellen was involved. I knew Ellen was in there. I know Oprah's in there. I know it. Beyonce, Jay-Z, they're deep in there. They're like probably masterminds of it all. I don't know. There's a lot of creepy ass shit going on up there in Hollywood. Tell you that. I think we need a whole new revamp of who's in Hollywood. Get some real motherfuckers in there. That's what I'm saying, right, fam? Here's the next one.
This looks similar to what I saw. And right here you see there were cigar, egg-shaped, and disc craft that looked like a highway up above your head. They were coming and going, and they were disappearing into the rock wall of the cavern. They were going full speed, not slowing down at all, and just disappearing into the wall of the cavern. This was their garden. It was very big, and that's, I guess, the highest vibratory food that we're going to find. And then this is the park area where I could hear different animals in the background, and there was an obelisk that was in the middle of this park that had a giant glowing sphere above it that was mimicking the sun. It was putting out full spectrum light.
This material is classified top secret. You have been granted access to a highly classified and experimental government initiative. Proceed with caution, for the full scope of its potential applications remains uncertain. You have been selected to take part in the Binaural Cognitive Enhancement Program. This is a restricted, classified research initiative exploring the mind-expanding potential of the Schumann Resonance Communication System. Any anomalies or experiences you encounter during this program must be documented and reported immediately. Your observations could be invaluable to furthering our understanding of this technology. You will now be guided through a multiphonic brainwave meditation, combined with specific binaural beat frequencies spread between your left and right ears. The harmonic difference in these tones will create a phantom resonance at the center of your brain. Observe the pulsating energies throughout your body. Become one with the resonant vibrations that surround you. Now, close your eyes and observe the sound. Allow your consciousness to expand. Be very still. Relax into the nothingness.
Like, wow, man, I seen some like naked dude in the desert, and I walked with a man, and he like told me my life's destiny, you know. I don't know, did it do anything for you, fam? It didn't really do nothing for me. It was kind of a cool sound, I think, but I don't think it really did anything for me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know if it did anything for you guys down in the comments. Here's the next one, fam.
This man disappeared and cannot find by family and friends after recorded the moon with his telescope and captured this. Watch this.
The courtroom wasn't ready for what happened next. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, global icon, former wrestling champ, blockbuster superstar, entered the courtroom with a face few had ever seen. Broken, vulnerable, scared. He wasn't there to promote a movie. He was there to confess. As he took the stand, he described a horrifying series of initiations that allegedly took place behind the scenes of his rise to fame. What shocked everyone wasn't just what he endured. It was who orchestrated it. Sean Diddy Combs. The Rock broke down in tears as he revealed Diddy's bizarre control over early Hollywood connections, including a twisted ritual that involved eating raw monkey brains, being locked in basements, and being forced to prove loyalty through humiliation. What Dwayne said under oath left the courtroom speechless. No one expected it. There was no announcement, no press warning, no whispers in the hallway. The courtroom had already been shaken by the testimonies of stars like Monique, Denzel Washington, and Jamie Foxx. But when the side door opened and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walked in, the room didn't just freeze, it broke. Gone was the smiling, confident, motivational figure known to millions. This was not the man who clapped back on red carpets or hyped up fans in wrestling arenas. The man walking in now looked haunted, tired, hollow. His trademark brow furrowed, not in bravado, but in emotional pain. He carried no papers, no notes, just the weight of something he had never spoken aloud. Even Diddy, seated beside his defense team, turned and seemed to stiffen. His lawyers whispered in rapid fire, visibly caught off guard. Prosecutors, meanwhile, exchanged glances. They had kept this name quiet for a reason, because this moment was going to change everything. As Dwayne took the stand, he hesitated to sit. He placed both hands on the railing and looked at the judge. "May I say something before we begin?" The judge nodded. He faced the gallery, then turned to the jury, then to Diddy. "I don't want to be here, but I have to be. I've lived with something that's eaten away at me for almost 20 years. And the truth is, I'm still scared. But I'm more scared of what happens if I stay silent." The court went still. Dwayne was sworn in, then finally sat. His voice was low and gravelly, not from theatrics, but emotion barely contained. "You all know me as The Rock, the guy who never breaks. But I'm about to break now, and I need everyone in this room to understand. What I'm about to say isn't just about Sean Combs. It's about how he got away with it for so long." His lips quivered as he said it. "I was one of them. One of the ones who thought playing along meant survival. I played along, and I paid a price no one ever saw." And with that, the room, the trial, the entire cultural conversation shifted. Because Dwayne Johnson was about to describe a Hollywood initiation so bizarre, so humiliating, it would haunt every headline for years to come. The court leaned in as Dwayne Johnson began describing his first encounters with Diddy. "It was 2001. I was transitioning from wrestling to film. Scorpion King had just hit, and I was hungry, ambitious, but naive." He said Diddy appeared like a guardian angel, a connector, someone who had the power to open every door in Hollywood. "I didn't question it when he said, 'Let's talk off the record.' I thought it was just business." Dwayne detailed how Diddy invited him to industry nights, exclusive private gatherings hosted at his mansions in Los Angeles and Miami. They weren't wild parties at first. It was chill, champagne, handshakes, producers, studio people, casting directors. Everyone said, "Diddy's the guy." But over time, the energy changed. It stopped feeling like networking and started feeling like a test, Dwayne said. He'd say things like, "Are you down for greatness? Would you bleed for it?" I laughed it off, but his face didn't move. Then came the favors. Diddy would ask Dwayne to show up to parties at odd hours. Once he was told to arrive at a house in Bel Air at 2:13 a.m. He said that was when real decisions get made. Johnson showed up and was the only one there for over an hour, until a group of silent guests arrived in black suits, and no conversation was allowed. It was like a cult waiting for their leader. When Diddy entered, he allegedly turned down the lights and played audio through hidden speakers. It was Diddy's voice on loop asking, "Are you worthy? Are you ready? Would you eat what I feed you?" "I thought it was art," Dwayne told the court. "Some twisted, creative, motivational thing. I kept telling myself, it's just showbiz. These guys are eccentric." But deep down, I felt my gut screaming, Something is wrong. Then came the first test. Diddy asked Dwayne to meet him alone at an undisclosed location outside LA. I wanted to say no, but my publicist said, "This could be the meeting that changes your life." Dwayne looked straight at the jury. Turns out, he was right. It changed everything. Just not how I thought.
Oh, like I said, there's a lot of sick frickin' individuals up there in Hollywood. And you know what? It's time to get them out of there. Time to get them out of there. That's what I think. And I think a lot of truth is going to be exposed through this trial because a lot of sick crap is coming to light so far. Yeah, that's for real. Anyways, we at the end of the show, the place where none of us like to be. But we're there, and we got to deal with it, and we got to get on with your day, get on with the next one, so that we can do our next one, because we're putting one out every single day, you know that? So, remember what I said, show the family the love, hit that subscribe button, it means so much. Hit the likes, share this with your family and friends so they can enjoy this content. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time we drop one. Like I said, which is usually every day. So, until next time, my freaky fam, au revoir. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Capital City Paranormal-ish. We hope you enjoyed today's video and its content. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and show the freaky fam the love. And like we always say, until next time, freaky family, look over your shoulder and keep safe. Ha 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 ha.